So guys, welcome to another live stream. It's been a while since the last one, so we are starting. I'm just going to first of all check by this if the sound is good. So let me just go to the computer and check it out. So just 1 second. Okay, Union. It does look good, it does sound good, but if at any point of the live stream it stops working or you can't hear me, let me know, because I'm with the microphone for better sound quality, but sometimes it just stops working mainly because of some issues with the entrance or because I move the phone and it just stops working. So don't worry about it, and if you can't hear me well, just comment and I will take it off and use the phone sound. So as you know, this live stream will be a Q&A where I will answer some of your questions that are written over here. I've just finished writing them, and this will be different from the previous one. I haven't done a live stream answering your question in a long time, but I'm doing it today. And also, before I start with it, tomorrow will be another live stream, but this time with a pull workout, my current pull workout, as some of you have asked for it on the Instagram account. And by the way, check the link in the description so that you can go there and follow as well for daily content. And yeah, I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow. I will, after this live stream, I will place the second one, and with the time it will be on the afternoon, so make sure you are ready for it, for a pull workout where we'll have front lever, one arm pull up and some basic stuff as well. So yeah, that's it for the next live stream. Now let's get back to this one and let's roll the questions that you all have been asking both on Instagram and here on YouTube. There aren't a lot of them, but if you have some question during this live stream, make sure you comment it out and I will answer it during this live stream. Okay? So let me just check here if it's everything okay. Yeah. Benja, hey man, I hope you are okay. I hope you all are okay and you are training good as well. So without further ado, let's start with some questions. Let's start with the first one, and the first one, it's in Portuguese because it was made by a Portuguese friend on Instagram. I'm going to answer it both in Portuguese and in English, sorry. And I'm going to start with the Portuguese version as this was asked by a Portuguese person, okay? So the question is: para a handstand push-up é necessário levantar o equivalente ao teu peso. Então, quanto à flexão em pino, acho que não será necessário levantar o teu peso do corpo. Provavelmente deves estar a falar sobre o shoulder press. Acredito que não seja necessário, acredito que ajudará na flexão em pino para a força do ombro, a mobilidade e mesmo em questões de padrão de movimento do exercício, porque acaba por ser algo semelhante. Portanto, acho que ajudará, mas não acho que seja necessário. Por acaso nunca experimentei fazê-lo, nunca experimentei fazer shoulder press com o máximo de peso, mas acho que também não conseguiria o meu peso, mas mesmo assim consigo fazer flexões de pino. Portanto, acho que se forem específicos no vosso treino, o resultado será semelhante mesmo sem usarem cargas extra. So, guys, regarding this question, I'm going to translate this one to English right now. So, the question was about the handstand push-up, if it is necessary to be able to push the amount of weight that you weight before you perform the handstand push-up or to perform the handstand push-up. I believe that the weight pushed is regarding the shoulder press, so meaning you should press up the weights that you have. In my opinion, I don't believe that you need that if you are specific in your training, meaning you work towards the handstand push-up with handstand push-up progressions and variations. And also, if you do have the opportunity to do shoulder press and you can do it, you should do it, because it will surely help you with building up of the strength and movement pattern and mobility for the handstand push-up. For sure it will help in the long run. Okay, so that's the way you should go about it. If you have the opportunity, you can go with it, but if you don't have, you don't need to. I believe you don't need to, because I haven't done it and I can do the one arm, the handstand push-up as well. Okay, so yeah, that's the first question. I hope that everything is okay with the sound and the video. If not, let me know. Okay, let's go to the second one. So the second one is the best exercises for the one arm pull-up. Regarding this one, I don't think that it's a best exercise for an exercise, but that you can work smarter in your training with some exercises. Regarding the one arm pull-up, you sure need some pulling strength, so you must be able to perform some pull-ups before you perform the one arm pull-up, as well as doing some kind of typewriter pull-up, so that you can have that shifting of the weight to one side instead of using both sides. Also, you have the specific exercises for this one, that is one arm pull-up assisted, both with the elastic band or with fingers, or even with some type of strap with weights that is not an elastic component like the elastic band, or even a towel. If you don't have any of this equipment, a towel works just fine, or even better than the elastic band or the strap. Also, you have a more advanced stage of the one arm pull-up exercise, that is a negative. It's a very brutal exercise, but very effective one regarding the one arm pull-up training, but you will need more recovery period from this one, because it's a very demanding one, very intense one for the body. So yeah, but that's a very good one. Also, if you have the opportunity to do weighted pull-ups, go for it. Very good ones. It will strengthen a lot your tendons, your muscles, and will prepare you better for the one arm pull-up, as you are aiming for more weight lifted during the pull-up pattern. So you have different type of exercise. You can go specific to it regarding the one arm pull-up assisted, one arm pull-up negatives, and kind of typewriter or mixed grip pull-ups. And also you can go for the strength component using the weighted pull-ups exercises, as I was mentioning before. Okay, so yeah, that's the way you can approach the one arm pull-up, and that's the way that you can progress with it. But there are no best exercises, there are good exercises that you can use in a smarter way. Okay, so let's just check if it's everything okay. So yeah, it looks like it. And with that said, let's go for the third question. And the third question is, do you do impossible dips? No, I don't do impossible dips. I have trained them in few years back. I don't remind when, but I believe at the beginning of my skill training, where I trained a little bit of everything, but then I stopped it because I wanted to focus on specific goals and specific exercises at that point. So I've never trained it since then. So now I don't do them, I can't do them, and I don't train them at all. So yeah, I don't think I can do it in any shape or form. Okay, so no impossible dips for me. The next one. Can you show us your Victorian progress? Okay, another one that I don't really train, so it kind of is similar to the front lever, but it's not a front lever. It's kind of the same movement pattern, but in a different position regarding your hands placement. But I will try it out. I will try the full Victorian. I won't be able to do it for sure. At least I believe I won't. And Then I will try to do a more easier version so that I can show you some kind of hold in it, but I don't believe I will be that good with it because I don't really train it. I haven't trained it as well. I would like to do it, I would like to learn it and train it, but at this point I do not have enough time for it, so I just stick with my plan regarding the other skills so that I can maintain some type of skills and building some strength as well. So I'm going to pick up the parallel and I'm going to show you what it looks like, my Victorian progress at this point, although I don't train it, okay? So yeah, let's change it here and let's pick up those parallels. So here they are. I believe you can see me well over here. So yeah, let me just try first of all the full Victorian, or yeah, just try it out. I don't believe I will make it, but let me show you how it will go, okay? So let's go then. Oh, by the way, I haven't warmed up for this, so it will even be worse, but let's just try it for fun. Ooh. Yeah, not quite there. Let's get a kind of one, let's try the one like one, and let's see if I can hold it a little bit better. Yeah. So, this Victorian, one like Victorian, it was kind of wild, although I don't train it, so I was happy with it. And I believe that I could work from there to get to full Victorian in a couple of months, but I don't really train it at this point. So yeah, that's my attempt. I hope I could answer your question with this tryout, okay? So yeah, let's keep on going. Let me just check if anyone asked anything, and we are going to keep on. Okay, guys, make sure you ask your questions if you have anything at this point, and we are going for the number 5, for question number 5. There is going to be, how do you structure your week when it comes to front lever training? Meaning, how often do you train it and what intensity? So this one is regarding the front lever. I train it for 2 times per week. So I train it normally. At this point, I kind of train it 2 times per week, but in a different shape and form. So I'm using I created my new program where I train for skills at the beginning of the month. Then I use skills and basics training for the middle of the month, and then I finish with some weighted calisthenics without any skills at all at that point. So I train front lever at higher intensity at the beginning of the month, only two times, but with the planche where I train them with higher intensity, higher number of sets, higher number of repetitions. So there I will have the higher intensity, then I drop a little bit the intensity to less sets and less exercises on the next weeks where I do it with the basics exercises, but I still keep a high intensity exercise, although lower number of exercises. So high intensity keeps on during the rest of the month, but lower number of exercises, so at the end the intensity will drop out. But at the end of the month where I don't train any skills, I don't train front lever, so I don't use it at that point. So I just train it at the beginning and the middle of the month for about 3 weeks in the 4-week month, and then I rest for the skill training. And I tend to use a very high intensity at this point on my training because I'm progressing towards more advanced stage of the front lever as well. So I believe that answered your questions. If it didn't, make sure you comment with it and I will try to explain better how that works for me, okay? Number 6. Number 6 is, if you want to be strong athlete in skills, you think you should stop basics or the opposite. Yeah, regarding this one, the skill training, it will always depend on the stage of training that you are, beginner, intermediate, advanced. It will always depend, but I don't think you should ever stop doing the basics, even if the basics mean the pull-ups, the dips, the push-ups and so on, or if the basics means the planche lean, the front lever, tuck front lever, the the pull-ups, the one-arm pull-ups, hanging, that kind of small stuff that we tend to forget during our training, but that are a must even if you want to progress at the advanced stage. So I will just clean a little bit of the board, the top of the board, and I will try to explain you in the different stage of the advanced, beginner and intermediate stage of the workout. If you are working for skills, where you should place the basics and how often should you do the basics for that main goal of working on skills. Okay, let me just clear this up. Okay, this is a very bad cleaning, but I believe it will help to explain either way. I will just take this a little bit further. So yeah, I will try to explain you. So I will pick the black one. I believe you will see it better with this one. So we'll have beginners. In intermediate and advanced. Okay, so beginners, intermediate and advanced athletes. Okay, so regarding beginners athletes, in this you must focus mostly on basics. Basics will be a lot of the focus. You'll be here to gain strength and stamina during it, but these basics will divide on the fundamentals. Fundamentals will be pull, push, dips and so on, okay? And also it will divide on the basics for the skills. So skill basics, meaning, for example, for the planche lean and the planche raises with weights for the elbow strength, shoulder strength and so on. And then you are going for the skill training, which will be a smaller portion of your training. So here we'll go, for example, if you are working on the planche, we are going for the tuck planche, the advanced tuck planche assisted with the band, these exercises, the handstand to tuck planche and so on. These basics first exercises regarding the planche. If you are working on planche, you can translate this one to the other skills as well, but for beginners the basics will be the most important part at the beginning of this stage. Both the skill basics and the foundational basics, meaning the pull, push and the dips and the squats and so on, okay? Then you are working on the skills, so mostly the basics and a little bit of the skills. In terms of time, probably you are spending If it's a 30-minute workout, 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Okay, so mostly basic training regarding beginners. When you feel confident with the exercises, with the beginning stage, and you consider yourself to be in an intermediate stage, here things change. So skills will take a little bit more of the part of your training. So skills will be into your training more and more often, and the basics will still be there, but a little bit less. So it let me just put like a little bit more here, a small one. So mostly skills, but also a lot of basics. So here, as you progress, let's say in the planche, you are already at a solid advanced tuck, or even a solid, let's say, let's say a one-legged planche or half-lay planche. Let's say you are at that point, at the half-lay planche, so you are working more on skills, using more skills, because you can work with the advanced tuck planche, with the half-lay, with the one leg, with the tuck, and then you go to the basics, using the planche lean, the assistance with band, planche lean push-ups, then you go for the push-ups, the dips, and the handstand push-ups on the wall, for example, to build that shoulder strength, that tendon strength. So you are going to keep the basics at a kind of high intensity, but skills will also be a higher intensity. So keeping the third minute example, here you would be like 15 minutes, or like 10 minutes in terms of division of the training. Okay, when you are in an advanced stage, here things change a lot, because you will need a lot more stimuli in terms of skill training and skill progression. You are at the advanced stage, your body will need more focus on the skill and specific work for the skills, so the skill training will be the main focus of your training. Let me just put this like this. So skill training will be the most focus of your training, but you will from time to time work on the basics. So here, regarding the basics, not so much the pull, push and dip will be the focus, not always at least, but sometimes you are going to go back and you are going to need to work on that basic part of the training, the pull, push and dip, even if it's with weighted stuff, but the basics here will be more related to the skill part of your training. So regarding this one, you will have some basic skill training, but mostly will be the skill component, because you are going to be in a straddle planche, you're going to be on the straddle negative with bands, with straddle push-ups and so on, planche leans for the full planche and so on. You are going to be an advanced stage in a higher intensity, and you are going to need to keep that intensity higher if you want to progress even more. So I hope I'm making myself clear with this explanation, but reviewing it all, summing it up regarding these three parts. Beginners, the ones that are starting with the skill training, they are mostly focusing on the basics, the foundation one and the skills one, but also doing some type of skill training at the beginning of the training, meaning for the planche, the tuck planche, for example. Then you go for an intermediate stage where you can do some more intensity skill training. So here you kind of split it in half, meaning that you do both skills and basics, but the skills will also have a bigger impact and a bigger amount of presence on your training. So yeah, here you're going to go for, let's say, the half-lay, the advanced tuck, and so on, and you also are going to be able to work more with bands and higher intensity exercises, but you also will keep on doing the basics, also the skills and the foundational ones, so that you can keep your body strong and with great endurance and with free from injury. So Then you go for the advanced stage here, a person who is into the skills more and more often, who can perform difficult and harder variations from the skills exercises. Let's say in the planche you can do a straddle planche. So here the skill will be the most focus of your training. You'll be spending most of the time here on the skills, and then you are going to keep on doing the basics, but mostly the skills basics, meaning the planche lean, push-ups and so on. But from time to time you are also going to do the foundation fundamentals ones, the pull, push and so on, even if it's performed with the extra weighted as well. So this is a kind of resume about the 3 stages of the progression regarding your training, but here I kind of try to explain it in a little bit easier and more concrete manner. So yeah, let me know if this is explanatory. If not, let me know on the comments and I'll try to explain it better as well, okay? So this wraps up the number 6, question number 6. Let me just check it here and we are going to keep on going. So, hello Fang, how are you? Oh, this live stream will only be the Q&A, so no training at this point. So what is intermediate? Oh, intermediate stage here will be the part where you can perform some type of skill training, but you are not a master on it, you are just increasing the intensity of the skill training. So where you can perform some type of skills, but you also need a lot of basics on your training. So this is the intermediate stage of the skill training. Let me know if I answered your question, Fang. Next one, I can hold handstand and back lever and bent arm press handstand. What's LV? Sorry, I don't understand your question. Please rephrase it so that I can try to understand. Ivan, hello Ivan. How are you, man? Let me know. So I believe that's it. When I got your question rephrased, I will try to answer it. So for now, I'm going to go to the next one, to the number 7. So let me just put this a little bit to the side here. Oh, and before I continue, regarding the live stream of tomorrow, I believe you all haven't been here since the beginning, but tomorrow will be a live stream regarding pull workout. I will be sharing it, the date, the hour and so on, but it will be in the afternoon after this live stream and on Instagram as well. So make sure you go to the description to follow on Instagram for daily content and more up-to-date content. Okay, so let's continue with it and let's go for the question number 7. Question number 7. Front lever or planche? Which one do you like more? Okay, this one is a good one because at this point I like them both a lot, but I've been always, and I believe I will always be, a planche guy. So I prefer the planche more, I love the planche more, but I also like a lot the front lever, and even more at this point where I'm working more towards it and I'm feeling a little more progress and I'm enjoying it, the feeling of performing the front lever with more ease and trying to explore this movement even more. So I like them both, but I prefer the planche. Yes, for sure, I prefer the planche. Okay, the next one, and it's the final one regarding this Q&A and these questions that you might. So the next and number 8 is, what do you think about heavyweight and tall people who want to learn the skills? Okay, this is a tough one and is a very common one inside the calisthenics community because of the long legs, the heavier weight, how taller you are. It corresponds or sometimes is related to the more demanding in terms of progression inside of the skill training. But yeah, I kind of agree with some of these points, because if you are taller, if you are heavier, you will need more time to progress in a certain type of skill, and You will have to be more patience. You'll have to have more patience regarding these skills training and regarding our progressions. I know it from experience. I'm a tall guy. I'm 182 centimeters, and I'm weighing at this point about 78 kilograms. It's about the weights that I normally have, 78, 80 kilograms. So yeah, I know from experience that it's not that easy to progress with it. It's even harder when you have long legs, but you can do it if you are consistent, if you keep on doing the work and putting out the work into your training, and if you don't use it as an excuse to be in a slower pace. So don't worry if you take a lot more, or even if you take 3 more months, 4 more months, 1 plus here to perform a certain skill, and your friend who is smaller do it with a faster pace. You have to understand that these things have some type of influence in the levers, in the mechanics of the movement, so you must pay attention to that, and you must use it as a way of you to keep on your consistency, because if you are consistent in your training and you keep on doing your hard work, you will for sure get it and you'll for sure progress with it. So it will have an influence, but you will also get that as well. You have to make sure that you are using a right progression, using the basics and getting enough strength before you attempt any of the skills, so that you don't take risks in terms of getting injured. So you make sure that you are doing it with a controlled and progressively matter, so that you don't get even worse in terms of progression, because you will get an injury if you don't do it, okay? So I believe this, if you are tall and heavier, it will be harder, but it won't be impossible. It will just probably take more time, and you will have to be even more consistent with your training, and you will have to keep on progressing slowly and with a smarter mind, okay? So yeah, that is the questions that you might, these 8 questions that I have received and that I've selected for this video. So if you have any other question, make sure you do it at this point, and if not, I'm going to wrap up this video right here. And if you still have some questions, make sure you comment in the comment section below after the video, so that I can answer and talk to you about it, or even leave it for tomorrow's video or for the next Q&A. So again, tomorrow we will have another live stream, but this time a workout live stream regarding the training for the pull training, my current pull training, and then also you are going to have the front lever pull up, one arm pull up, and some basic stuff as well. So I hope you will be there tomorrow on the afternoon. After this one, I will release the next one with the specific hour, and we are going to see each other on the next one. Let me just check if anyone has put anything over here. To front lever, one leg to straddle. Okay. This is a very vague question, but regarding this one, going from the one leg front lever to the straddle front lever, in this one you have to work as if you were training for the regular front lever. So you have to keep on using your progressions and having some eccentric and concentric movements. So I would recommend you using, for example, eccentrics or negatives from the straddle front lever. You can even use a smaller band to help you with that at the beginning, but then taking it off to get more intensity. Then you could do some handstand, some one leg press to the front lever, one leg press front lever to the top of the bar, and doing the straddle hold with assistance of a resistance band to increase the time and attention and progress. Something like this, using eccentrics, isometrics, and concentrics portions of the exercise in order to progress. So yeah, I hope I've answered your questions, and I hope I made myself clear with this one. So yeah, I will just wait a little bit more, about 1 minute, if you have any other questions. If not, I'm going to wrap up this video, and we are going to see each other tomorrow in the live workout session. So yeah, I believe there isn't any other question regarding your training, my training, or training in general. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you for being here, the ones that have been here during this live stream, and for the questions that you asked, both here and here on the Instagram and on the YouTube. So thank you for that, and thank you for your time and support on the channel. I will see you tomorrow on the next live stream, and I will see you there to work out with me as well. So don't forget your equipment, and we are going to have a great session. So stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow.